welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm back here with another video, and today I'm going to be telling you guys 10 gap fillers that you can use whenever you're trying to think of an answer, or like whenever it's just if you want to fill the silence in the room or stuff like that. And what is a gap filler? Every day will fills up your questions through the video. So let's get head on the video. So what are gap fillers, you might ask before moving on with the video? Gap fillers are something that can be used to fill the silence in the room, or like that's something to help your English even to go fluent or more professional, you can tell while doing the sentence. So as you can see right now, while I was trying to phrase the sentence, I was like, a sentence, because you know what I'm talking about, right? You know that I'm talking about phrases. I like, the sentence. So I'm probably shooting words right now, but I am really confused inside me. So that's how it is. Wow, if I think about it, I really do use a lot of gap fillers, don't I? If you just think for a second, you'd be like, I do use a lot of gap fillers. But it happens with everyone. Not everyone is perfect with their fluency, or not everyone is perfect with how their English goes. But when a certain time has come and you're trying to prepare for the questions where interviewer will ask, because you don't know what the interviewer will ask you the question, and you just prepare like light questions and light answers of what you are expecting, and everything goes fine when there is this one question that you don't know what to answer about. Your brain goes blank, you go completely blank, and you'll be like, you see, that's how this happens, and then that's how you cooperate, and then as you can see, the movie is very good and very cool, so that's how you can say it. While you're being blank in your brain, you can give gap fillers outside to give your English even a lot of fluency, to make it look like that is a complete sentence and you didn't go completely blank. So you have to be fast with your answers while even using gap fillers. So that's how it is. There are tons of questions that people can ask, and it takes time to think a suitable answer. So till thinking for an answer, you give a filler for a gap. So just like that, that's how it is. So whatever it is, something like those are called gap filler, something to fill the silence in the room. So I actually took out an explanation that, instead of this confusing one, this can be a little more easier to understand. It is the learner has to fill each space with a missing word or a suitable word, like and I'll tell more 5, that goes 4, but I'll tell like 10 of those for you guys to understand and help you whenever you're getting an answer asked quickly. And when you're trying to think of an answer quickly, you can use these words too. So now moving on with the 10 gap fillers, let's go. So now let's get on with the gap fillers. So the first 5 what I have listed down, like the gap fillers, are mostly used in common and which people mostly use whenever to fill a sentence in the room, which I've told 1,000 times. We got that. So the first one is as in HMN, and is mostly used if you're typing a message, because I use that and I have some friends that use that too. So while you're in WhatsApp trying to chat a message and a person is taking a long time to answer, and you'll be like so that means like you're still there, you're trying to get the question, and we are waiting for your answer. That's what means for. Or if someone asks you a question, like it's a long question, really though. It's something like if someone is telling a long sentence or a long question, you're like like you're understanding it, or you're going with the flow, or you're listening to the words each and everything closely, or something like that. That's what really means, and that's what people stated for. So that's what is for. So if you all ask me a question, I'm like, I get it, yeah, then I continue with my answer. So that's how it is. Second one is which means you hedge. Why am I saying which means? It doesn't mean really anything though. Which is you hedge, and this one is like I'm still right here, you guys know, right? So means like something to break a silence. This is also something to break the silence. As I said, and is it's the same thing. It's just different words and different letters. That's what I will really tell. And is when people are like confused. That's when they use it. Like if someone is talking about you, like jokingly badly about you, you'd be like, you guys still know I'm here, right? Or what is he talking about? Or is anything wrong with him? So is mostly used when you're probably confused and you really can't understand what is happening. That's what I used for these words. I'm just listing out for what mostly I use. So which I use is mostly when I'm confused, to break the confused silence in the room. So if someone tells you something, you'll be like, I don't understand the question, miss. Something like that. Next one is which is UMM, and it can go for a long time. Though. So is like, you know, something like and is the same type of reference, and if you're wondering, it's also used if you're confused or you're like, I don't know, seriously. When you is mostly a gap filler, which is mostly this, like, that should be number one. Like, that's what is mostly used as a gap filler. Like, you know, if someone asking like, I don't know, might be, just really have no idea about it. So that's what is mostly used for. That's like the best I can phrase a sentence. So I'm really sorry if you guys can't understand, but is mostly used if you really aren't like focused in class or something like that. That's what I use. I'm like, oh, I don't know the answer, something like that. Probably I'm going to let it straight to the face, but something like that is used for if you have an answer that you really have to think for. Fourth one is well, you know. That's how it goes. My fifth one is also you know. So why not the fourth and fifth? We'll mix it off here. What do you guys think? I don't know. I'll keep the you know also there as different one. Most of the people, when they ask about what's the homework or what's the homework, let's go for that, because I really can't think of a movie name right now. If someone asks you what's, you know, you'll be like, well, you know, the subject maths, and then that we're doing like the chapter second, so there we had the exercise third one. There you go. So, well, you know, it's probably a gap filler because you're still trying to think like which chapter it is and which exercise it is and which subject it is. You really don't take that much time to think, but it still takes time to think. So you're like, well, you know, the maths chapter second, it's exercise third one, and there you have few sums and you have to do it. That's it. That's math homework. So that's well, and you know, that's what you mostly use for. Okay, the sixth one is I mean, and these other five, like, keep in mind these are mostly and not mostly used. Like the first five are most and commonly used, but these five are not. So first one is first one is I mean, and that means like if someone has taken you in a wrong way and you'd be like, oh, no, I mean like that. You're trying to think of what you really meant. So you'd be like, oh, no, you've taken the complete wrong way. I mean, something like that. That's what you say it for. And seventh one is at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, probably we're just good friends. Something like that. So probably you can say, guys, there are rumors of you guys dating. Something like that. You'd be like, no, we're not. At the end of the day, we're just good friends. We're best friends. There you go, you've got an answer. If someone asks you about how you met your co-stars and like you guys are enemies in the movie, that's how you acted, then how are you in real life? Are you guys really fighting? You're like, no. At the end of the day, we're just good best friends, and that's all for screen and TV, but we're just all good friends, and we probably go for dinner and all that stuff. So you guys can have whatever you want, but that's the best example I can give. The eighth one is on the tip of my tongue, and this is I probably use it whenever we're playing games or people or celebrities while they play games and like interviews and stuff like that, and they're like, think of a word with N, and probably the most common words I use, and you'll be like, I don't know, it's on the tip of my tongue. It just has to come out. That's what it means. It's on the tip of my tongue, as in, instead of saying, I don't know the word and all of that, you can just be like, it's on the tip of my tongue. Like, I really have it. I just don't know what's it, but it's really there, you know? So that's how you can say it, instead of being like, I really don't know the word. In that type of silence, you can just say it's on the tip of my tongue. Like, that's how simple it is. 10th one is a thing is. So probably if you're having obsession of collecting things, or I have an obsession of doing chocolate wrappers, and now I don't, and now the obsession has gone, and someone will ask like, why don't you? You'll be like, the thing is, I've grown older, I've grown out of the habit, and I have so many already at home, and I don't eat that many chocolates anymore. There you go. Instead of being like, well, I just don't eat any chocolates anymore, and it's not really great. So instead of like that, type of saying like I took a time to think. You can be like took a time to think about what I want to say. You can just say, the thing is, I just grew out of the habit. I have a lot at home and I just don't eat chocolates anymore. There you go. So those are the 10 gap fillers, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next time. Love you guys so much. Stay positive. Bye.